The dead walk again. The world plunges into darkness. Not because of war or natural disaster, but because of a threat of our own creation. An unprecedented crisis has triggered a global state of emergency. The worldwide outbreak of a zombie virus. The institutions that have held society together for centuries disintegrate. It's every living person for themselves. Today, we're mapping out a realistic simulation of a zombie apocalypse. Let's see if you've got what it takes to survive the end of civilization. Would you have the guts to kill your infected family? What's the most realistic cause of a zombie outbreak? And which countries would be the first to fall in this scenario? As society crumbles around you, it's quickly going to become survival of the fittest. You're going to need to rely on your animal instincts to fight off the undead. And what better way of doing that than with my new favorite game, Beast Lord: The New Land. It's a free strategy mobile game with over 10 million downloads that lets you play as up to 500 different animals to defend and conquer the animal kingdom. You can explore the game map, play with your friends, or battle your enemies. One of my favorite parts is the Mega Beast system. Now, you gotta get to level 16 to unlock it, but it's totally worth it. Instead of regular animals, you get to unlock dinosaurs to play with. I'm talking about the T-Rex, Spino, Anki, and over a dozen others. These beasts will give you a huge advantage when it comes to surviving and battling in the game. And if you're really up for a challenge, you can face the Mega Beast. This is one of the hardest bosses in the game, but if you train up your squad to a high enough level, I'm sure you can take it. You can also capture your own Mega Beast by defeating enemies in the wild and maybe finding a Mega Beast egg. If you manage to hatch one of these, say hello to one of the most powerful creatures in the game. Check out Beast Lord: The New Land. Use my promo code HOWTOSURVIVE. That'll get you the supplies you need to get started in the game. Download the link in the description and build your own Beastland. It's so good that you won't be able to put your phone down because of the amazing Beast game and the incredible Mega Beast. But you probably should because, remember the zombies? Okay, now let's get back to the beginning, where it all starts with a bite. On day one, police receive calls to check on some people exhibiting extreme aggression, attacking each other with primitive, cannibalistic ferocity. What's even stranger is that it seems to be affecting people who are on the brink of death. Authorities are baffled. They initially dismiss the attacks as drug-induced episodes or severe psychotic breaks. Meanwhile, the media picks up on these stories, spreading a mix of concern and intrigue across the globe. As the panic spreads, you'd be smart to stock up on essentials quickly before the stores get overrun with people. Start thinking about weapons, even makeshift ones. You may need to use them soon. By day 4, the attacks spread beyond cities to suburban and rural areas. Now, countries with dense populations and limited access to healthcare will be hit the hardest, but more on that later. This mindless aggression appears to be contagious. Medical professionals and law enforcement notice an emerging pattern. They suspect a pathogen to be responsible for the rapid spread of violent behavior. The public's fear escalates, fueled by unending streams of social media and news reports. The word zombie is everywhere. It's time to fortify your home, develop evacuation plans, and ensure you've got a way to stay connected with your loved ones. Day 8, the World Health Organization issues a pandemic alert. Scientists attribute the attacks to a new virus that spreads through bodily fluids, turning those who are infected into aggressive, bloodthirsty zombies. Borders close, travel restrictions are imposed, and police forces are mobilized in an attempt to slow down the outbreak. But it's a race against time as the virus outpaces the efforts to contain it. Okay, don't try to be a hero and go it alone. At this point, you need to find a group of people that you can cooperate and share responsibilities with. They could save your life. Keep stocking up on food, water, and medical supplies. After 2 weeks, military forces are deployed across affected regions to enforce the quarantine and to maintain order. Now, while the presence of armed forces might be reassuring to some people, it also introduces an element of martial law that can be unsettling. Mix that with panic and mass hysteria, and you get violent clashes between communities and authorities. Self-organized groups become vigilantes, attempting to enforce their own rules for protection. If you see anyone carrying a gun, stay out of their way. They are on edge as much as you, maybe more so. Now, while having a reliable group of people is crucial, if certain people in your community are transforming into warlords, it might be time to leave. It's moments like these when you realize who has the knowledge and tools to face the end of the world. Why not hit that subscribe button and join our survival squad? By week 4, the number of displaced people is overwhelming the refugee shelters and camps. Shortages of food, water, and necessities lead to dire conditions and the spread of disease. Hospitals reach capacity. There's not enough space to treat both virus victims and regular patients. Many people have lost family members to illness, violence, or the virus. Bodies are burned in the streets to make sure they don't rise again as zombies. By this time, you'll have likely seen the death of someone you love. Hopefully, you didn't have to kill them yourself. So, pay attention to your mental health as much as your physical safety. Get support from your community to help you cope with the emotional toll. In just 2 months, the term apocalypse begins to make sense. Air travel and international commerce, which were still operating at the beginning of the outbreak, spread the virus to all corners of the world. Countries like India and Nigeria, with their dense populations and limited resources, have succumbed to the virus. Millions have died across the world, and predictions for the upcoming months are bleak. Many government agencies have failed or have proven unable to maintain order or services. Urban areas are now abandoned. Survivors are escaping to less densely populated areas. Yeah, time for you to grab your survival bug-out bag. Make sure it's stocked with essential supplies and your essential documents. Start moving discreetly, especially in high-tension zones. Camouflage your supplies or hide them to prevent drawing attention. Look for natural fortifications like islands or mountainsides or any place you can defend as a base. Adaptability becomes key as we enter month 6 of the apocalypse. Zombie hordes begin wandering out of the cities and into survivor territories. But the threat isn't just from the undead. Wildlife becomes more bold and dangerous as our human presence grows smaller. Be stealthy as you navigate this world without laws. Don't light a fire unless absolutely necessary, and keep the noise down. Be ready to make allegiances with other survivors. Share some food or medicine as a peace offering. But watch your back, because even the most well-meaning survivor can turn into a potential threat under the right circumstances. Okay, 1 year after the first zombie attack, and it's still an uphill battle for humanity. Common illnesses and injuries, previously treatable with a visit to the doctor or a pharmacy, now become death sentences. Survivors resort to scavenging abandoned stores, homes, and even dangerous areas like hospitals for supplies. But even in the face of this great adversity, people are coming together to clean up and fortify their communities, turning abandoned buildings into secure communal areas and starting community gardens to grow fruits, vegetables, and grains for a renewable food supply. Trade networks are established between neighboring communities, giving access to a wider range of resources. After 2 years of fighting the infected, the focus now shifts from mere survival to building a sustainable future. communities organize expeditions to clear zombies from critical areas, slowly expanding the safe zones surrounding their settlements. Schools begin to reform, focusing on teaching survival skills, history, and the importance of community and cooperation. Solar panels and wind turbines are built to power new communities, reducing our reliance on fossil fuels. Still, the war against the undead is far from over, so training and drills are part of everyday life. So is the building and maintaining of defensive structures like walls, trenches, and watchtowers to stop zombies and hostile humans. We've still got a long road ahead, but it looks like the zombie apocalypse might not be the end of humankind after all. Of course, this is a fictional scenario, but what if I told you there's a real-world virus that can spread through saliva and results in aggressive behavior in the infected host? Yeah, this can be scarier than any horror movie. Could you survive rabies? How long until you show symptoms after being exposed? Find out here on How to Survive.